friends, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see by the title below, today we're going to be talking about my first pop-up shop experience, while I also share with you guys some things that I learned from my experience, and then also share some tips with you on what you can do to prepare for your first experience doing a pop-up shop for your business, because a lot of people not even sharing this kind of information with you. And yes, there are some people who do, but you know, let's get into it. All right, you guys. So first of all, I'm gonna give y'all a little background in my experience before I get into like some of the notes that I took and information I want to share with y'all. So you can have a little background information, and you can learn from my mistakes, learn from my situation, all of that. So first of all, your girl just knew with the work I put in on my products and the ideas and just the execution of everything, your girl just knew like I'm about to walk up in this thing and I'm about to be catching all these sales. Like my goal was to sell out. That was the main goal, was to sell out. However, they ain't quite how it went, y'all. So I'm thinking I'm about to go in here and make all this money because, I knew the products, the work, the intent, the everything that went around my work. And you guys, let me go ahead and insert a video somewhere in here at this point, so you guys can even see like some of the work that I put in on my products. And you guys, it was a lot of preparation time because one, you want to make sure you have enough product on hand to sell, one, and you want to have like a variety if that's the kind of if that's what's within your brand. You want to offer as much of your product as you can. But yeah, so I'm thinking your girl's just about to be selling out because I just know I got it. I know what I'm bringing to the table. And when I got there, honey, let's just say things didn't go my way monetarily. So it's financially, things didn't go my way. However, there are so many other benefits that I received from this experience alone that I'm forever grateful for. So let's get into that. All right, y'all, so I got my little handy dandy notebook here, and I'm just gonna go through with some notes that I took to mention in this video, and I hope I don't forget anything. So let's get into it. So the first thing is when you're preparing for your first pop-up shop, or your first however many, because sometimes it just takes time to learn your process. So when you're preparing for your first pop-up shop, one thing that you want to consider is the location that you're gonna be doing your pop-up shop, one, and two, the demographic of people who will be in that area shopping, because one, that will make a difference in I would say one, it would make a difference in the kind of things that people want to buy, but also it makes a difference in the prices that people are willing to pay for certain things. So like for me, my choice for my first pop-up shop, I was thinking small, so I felt like I should start small, which turns out that really wasn't the way to go as far as business wise. However, it was also good for having an experience and little cost of possible loss. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, so for my location for my first pop-up shop, I decided to do a table, a vending table with a local flea market. It's a local outdoor flea market. I knew the price was really affordable because I think it was like $30. It used to be like $20. But they went up since, all this stuff been happening with, the current state of the world and whatnot. But it used to be $20 to vend for, one day, which would be Saturday, and then you can do 20 again for Sunday. But I just went for one day. I went on a Saturday, and this was an outdoor flea market where, I've been there as a customer before in the past, but for some reason, I never really thought about the fact that knowing like the best fit for particular products, because when you go out to this particular flea market, Most people out there who, especially who are making sales, the biggest sales, but most people out there are selling like clothes, and then like household items that are supposed to be like, you know, cheaper than where you get the store. Like people go out there and buy laundry detergent, or you know, other household cleaning stuff, or diapers and stuff typically pretty expensive in the store, but you can get like really great deals on these things at this particular flea market. So first and foremost, that wasn't really like the best fit for my company, because I mean, even aesthetically, you can see it wasn't a fit, but also just certain people are coming out there to buy certain things, and, you know, and usually this geared toward buying clothes and like accessories and, you know, hot items, as some people would call it. But yeah, that's enough of that. So really just thinking about location and demographic. And in this way, I guess you should also be thinking about the type of customer that you have, the customer that your products are geared toward, so you could be able to compare that to where you decide to do your pop-up shop. So that was long-winded for like the first one, but I hope I got as much out of that for you as possible. The next one is the price for vending. So when you're starting out, you may not have a whole lot of money to work with. So like I said, my first time going here for this particular location is $30 a day to vend, plus you pay a they have a cleaning deposit fee, which is $10. The website says $15, but it was actually $10. But you would get this cleaning deposit back at the end of the day when you turn in your receipt, letting them know, you know, you cleaned up your area and it's ready to go when you're out of there by a certain time. So you would get your money back. So that's the thing you want to pay attention to. I know I said pop-up shop because this technically was one for me. However, most times when you think of pop-up shop, these are usually like events that's made for other people who are vending their products, usually brands that have, you know, more work put into it, versus a flea market where people, you know, they could literally roll their product out on the ground on like a blanket, and people will come by and pick through it and buy it. It's like an outdoor Goodwill or something, you know. So that wasn't really a best fit for my stuff. So yes, you want to pay attention to the price of vending. I tried to keep my fees lower, which is why I went there. However, I think for next time, one, I'm going to have these tips to, you know, find a better fit for my place where I can also try to make a profit and have the right customer in hand, on hand, or however you want to say that. But anyways, on to the next one is to come prepared. So when I say come prepared, not only do you want to have like your products and your setup. For me, I even set up the night before how I wanted my table to look, because I didn't want to get to the event and try to figure that out on the spot, because I really like my stuff to look really nice and I like things to be presented a particular way, but I also wanted each of the products to, you know, be able to stand out on their own without being too cluttered on the table and the customer having to, you know, pick through and wonder what's what. So I wanted some kind of organization. So you want to come prepared for that. You also want to come prepared with, you know, napkins or cleaning supplies. If you have like some cleaning wipes or something, or I had napkins and alcohol plus like some cleaning wipes. You want to come with your own trash bags and stuff, because it's not guaranteed that will be provided to you or it will be in your space. And you just want to be able to keep your area clean as much as possible. And then another thing I had, which was also just kind of extra, but I had a pack of, you know, face masks in case anybody else needed them, or if I needed some too. You know, whatever. You also want to come dressed presentable. If you're out there, what's the word? You are your branding as well. Even when it comes to your branding, like the actual branding on the products, you are a part of your brand as well. So you want to, I would pretty much say, dress the part. There's something that's befitting to, you know, whatever it is that you're selling or who you are or what your brand is. You want to represent your brand well. So come, you know, dressed as such. You know, I don't know how else to put it because it'll be different for different people and different businesses. So you represent your own brand. And for me, y'all, I'm not even, you know, I would definitely like to do better next time than I did this time, because I wasn't even fully presentable how I wanted to be, and I didn't feel as confident and alive. So I feel like that also showed in my energy itself when I was there. So that's something else to keep in mind. Let's see, is there anything else for coming prepared other than, you know, having all your stuff, being organized, especially if you have a time limit for when you have to, you know, set that and take your stuff down and, you know, get out of there or whatever. So that's something you want to consider. You want to be organized as well. Another thing that goes with location and demographic is whether the pop-up shop that you're having, if it's going to be indoor or outdoor. And this is important, one, because, you know, one, how you physically, you know, react to the environment around you yourself, but two, depending on the kind of products that you're selling, how will these things uphold in particular weather or particular temperatures or whatnot. So this candle is one of the reasons why I would say if you're selling candles and body products to like at a pop-up shop or a flea market, you would prefer probably to do it indoors if it's hot, and you don't want to be in like cold weather either. But because this had a macaroon on it on the top, it was a macaroon wax melt that completely melted. I just cleaned out the inside because it was like flakes everywhere from it melting down. But as you can see, the whipped cream and the actual coffee part is still intact. However, when I turn this, you can see there's some discoloration now from the sun. So anybody who is selling like beauty products, bath and body products, candles, please be very careful about that. You want to be very conscious about the environment where you're selling your products in, because the weather can damage it. And as you can see, it happened to me. So learn from my mistakes. So for me, I sell bath and body products at the moment. Handmade self-care bath and body products, which I'll show you guys some more here. We'll see if we can insert another video or clip or whatever. So something that I learned the hard way after coming back home, I realized that, you know, a lot of my products are made from raw ingredients, like different kinds of butters, like shea butters and mango butters and just oils and different things. And I noticed as I was taking my stuff down, the products that were more exposed to the sun were beginning to melt, which is fine because these butters do solidify again, but that also makes the difference in, you know, the aesthetics of your product and your branding. I like my stuff to still look good. I want it to look buyable, and I don't want somebody to walk by and see like half of it is melted or something that doesn't represent my product well. So I learned for me that I don't think I need to be outdoors. And then also my daughter was there with me, and she can easily get sick, so it's having to, you know, make sure that I'm keeping her warm in the car while I sell my stuff. So that's another thing I learned. I definitely need to be indoors, and that's something you want to consider when it comes to whatever kind of products you're selling. How do they uphold in certain, you know, temperatures, weather conditions? Let's see. I would also say get there early, because you want to make sure that you have time to, you know, like I said, get your setup going. And also figuring out where you are, knowing where the bathroom is, because you'll need that for yourself, or even customers might ask you, or, you know, even getting a chance to get to know, you know, the area that you're in, but also even possibly networking with the people around you before you do get busy or too busy, you know, whatever. You want to be prepared when you get there. So while those are the things that I want to talk about for preparing, I wanted to also insert some things that I learned, which they all go together, but you know what I'm talking about. You know the gist. So First and foremost, I want to say, take a leap of faith and try it. You guys, I can't tell you how, especially the night before, how nervous I was. And then I got like maybe 2 hours of sleep that night before I had to get up. Because I was literally preparing, and then the work that I had to do that day, I thought I had more than enough time to complete the parts of the projects that I had to, and I really didn't. I went to bed really, really late that night. Like what? I had to get up at 4, and I went to bed at like 2 o'clock in the morning. So that's another thing we need to insert here. Make sure you get plenty of rest and sleep, because I just felt so tired the next day, and you know, I didn't feel as presentable as I could have been representing my brand. So, but with taking that leap of faith and trying it, you might be scared to get out there for the first time. You don't know what you're doing. You know, this is a whole new territory that you're walking into. You don't know what to expect for the most part, but you got this video, so you know it looks like insane. But just being able to believe in yourself and believe in your product and pushing yourself to do that, because you don't want to regret not trying something, or shoulda, woulda, coulda, or the fact that even putting in all that work that you've been doing behind the scenes, like, why do not wait until it's time to put yourself out there, to be in the spotlight, to hold yourself back from doing that. So you have to take that leap of faith on yourself, and when things don't work out, that means, you know, something better is coming for you. You just got to keep going. And a lot of people is actually telling me that there, y'all, because they saw my struggle. They saw my struggle, but so many people was coming up to me like, oh my God, your table is so beautiful, everything is so nice, blah blah whatever. But they're looking like some people was just looking at my stuff like, I'm like, you can see them looking at it and like checking it out, but they didn't want to come close because they like, nah, that's too expensive. I even heard some people say that. And you guys, you couldn't even see the price yet, but how it looked alone aesthetically, those people knew, yeah, I didn't come to spend whatever kind of money here. That's still a little more expensive than what I'm willing to pay today. Okay. But people were literally admiring my stuff. So that's another thing. Just being able to see how people react to your products, you know, whatever. There's just so much to learn and just getting the experience. So take that leap of faith on yourself and put yourself out there. Okay. So let me see. The next one I put, while things may not work out for you in the way that you planned, take into account what did go right and the lessons you learned. Because you guys, if I hadn't went there, there's so many things that would not have happened. I wouldn't have made the sales that I did make, 1. 2, I wouldn't have learned about like the demographic in the area I went, because I just knew I would be, you know, selling these things like hotcakes at this place, because from the past of me being there, I remember seeing somebody, you know, selling makeup there when I was a kid, and I thought that was so cool, so great. I don't know how well she was doing, but it was a full table when I went there, so she probably found out, you know, there wasn't a place for her too back then. Because I saw nothing else like my stuff out there, which was another thing. Like, it's like I stood out like a sore thumb. Like, you got all this flea market stuff, you know, this outdoor kind of, I don't want to call it an outdoor Goodwill, but I mean, you can find new stuff in the Goodwill too. Because they have new stuff too, but it has a lot of used stuff selling out there. Or like, there's not a certain, people don't care as much even about aesthetics out there, because they know the stuff that they have, people are going to buy, and it's going to get picked through anyway. So, you know, it's not as much care being put into these things. So it's just a totally different thing. So had I not went, I would not have learned all these things that I did learn about myself, and then also about my business, period. So again, take that leap of faith and, you know, do something for yourself. So now I got a few things of some things that did work out for me, because yes, I didn't make the sales that I thought I was gonna make. I thought I was gonna go home with these lighter totes and a fuller pocket, but that is not what happened. But there are also so many great things that did happen. So some of those things are, at the very least, I made my money back from, you know, the amount I had to pay for my vendor fee. So I at least made my vendor fee back, which is really good for me because I also feel like in a way, technically, I didn't lose anything because I got all my money back. Plus my deposit because I was not playing. I need all my coins, okay? So the next thing, I was able to network with other people. So other people around me, I was able to network with. I got some people's business cards, you know, and, you know, I just had so many people just speaking so much positive into me, and how, you know, one person even came up to me and told me how just even when they looked up at my setup and saw what I was doing, how inspired they felt by me just in that moment. So when I tell y'all so many just benefits out here to just stuff you're doing and you don't even realize you're doing it. So that's really important. Next, I was able to move past my fear and anxiety, and I put myself out there. You guys, when I tell y'all, like, even before I was going to bed, I was already contemplating, like, man, I don't know if I want to do this because I feel nervous now. You know, what if people don't, you know, all these negative things started setting in, these negative thoughts, like, what if people don't want to buy my stuff, or what if it's not good enough, or blah, blah. Honey, you better know your worth and know how great your stuff is. And I feel like even seeing how people were reacting, that just amplified it more, that yes, you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're gonna get this money, like, by any means. You just got to get to the right place and to the right people. So yes, anyway, so being able to push past that fear and know that you are stronger than the fears that are holding you back from reaching your destiny, or living in your purpose, like, period. So that's another benefit. Another one is I got exposure for my business, and I got to pass out my business cards. Like, so many people who were even, you know, walking by, and the ones who did come up and wanted to talk about my business and whatnot, like, and, you know, they would admire how pretty stuff, like, oh my God, everybody like, it's so pretty, it's so pretty. But yes, but I also got to pass out my business cards to people, like, even if they're not, you know, in a place to pay for it today, the fact that they're even expressing, you know, interest in your business, you want to go ahead and start building those relationships. So giving them your business cards, or giving them your social media, you know, websites and whatnot, you're getting that interaction and that connection as well. So that's another gain. It doesn't all have to be financially. That's not what it's all about. It's a bigger picture. You got to think about the bigger picture. Let me see. I got to put my other skills to work for setup, and it was highly recognized. So you guys, like I said, people just kept walking by and saying how pretty stuff was. So, you know, I'm also getting, you know, they hyping your girl head up about my, you know, being able to put things together visually, the visual aesthetics of everything. Literally, all that work that I put in on my products and my setup and just my branding, period, I got recognition for that, and that was really nice for me. Like, it's one thing to see, like, what you can do for yourself, but also seeing how it can bring joy to other people, or how it affects other people. You know, I'm not just the only one surprised about what I can do. I can surprise other people too. And it's very, very reassuring. Another thing is I learned enough info to come back and share with y'all, because, you know, I kind of mentioned at the start of this video, it's not a lot of people out there sharing, I'm sorry, y'all, my phone kind of is about to die, so we're going to move along. But it's not a lot of people out there sharing this kind of information with you all the time. And, you know, when you start in like a small business and whatnot, it's very easy to get, you know, thrown off your track, thrown off your path because of, you know, negative thoughts and stuff that come along with, you know, getting it in and not feeling supported, or, you know, things not going how you want to. But it's also really great to see people who come back and share information with you, so, you know, we can grow together, or you can eventually get to where somebody else once was, or you know, whatever, being able to follow a path, being led the way. So it's really nice to have this kind of information rather than getting out there learning the hard way. You know, why waste that time? So, and the last thing that I really want to tell y'all, I can't tell y'all what else I got from the flea market, but another benefit was the fact that there were hidden treasures there for me. Like, there was this lady vending behind me, and I happened to turn around, you know, when I was, you know, I don't know what I was doing, but I happened to turn around and I saw something pink catch my eye, and I'm just like, oh my God, I have to go see that. I'm scared to go see how much it is, because I'm scared to go look at it because I don't know how much it is, and I didn't come here to spend money. I came here to make money. But honey, y'all, look at this beautiful lamp that came home with me. Sis is real cute. She is real cute, heavy, sturdy, beautiful, like your girl, you know, like your girl. But yes, it was so many. I felt like that lamp was literally there for me. And guess how much I paid for it? It's a beautiful antique lamp, by the way. $20. You guessed it. $20 for a beautiful lamp. And I don't know. It stole my heart. It made the whole day for me, you guys. So I really felt like that was there for me. Simply for that. Even just the way it happened. I feel like there wasn't nothing but God. But also I was able to get something else from there, you know. So even though I didn't go there to spend money, it was nice to be able to support other people. But I also was able to get some things that I really want that was calling out to my heart. So y'all, just take that leap of faith. And I hope that this video did something for you, because you know, at first my ego was a little hurt that I wasn't making the money. I wanted to see the money. I want to see it physically. I want to see the benefits physically of the work that I've been putting in. I want recognition and reward right now. However, those things are coming, but I feel like there was so much more that came out of that. I had no choice but to push my ego to the side and be not only grateful, but feel really blessed for all the things that did happen in my favor. So I felt like I was there for a reason. And I made a difference for other people even that day, just for showing up. So you guys keep doing your thing. And, you know, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.